Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Close the Gap Foundation, here is Inge Knapen and Head of ING Microfinance, Budjhwan. Ladies and gentlemen, come join us. Of course, this is Inge, and after Inge is Roy. Roy, you're an international banker at ING. You started your career there about, I guess, 20 years ago or something.
More or less.
And Inge, you're the operations director at the Close the Gap Foundation. Who is familiar with Close the Gap already? Please raise your hand. Look at this. This is wonderful. I guess the half of the people, and the other half you're going to explain what you're doing for people in developing countries.
Perfect.
Okay, take it away.
Thank you, Joost. As Joost mentioned, igniting partnerships, pitching for partnerships is actually a theme I'm taking with me from Brussels. I just took the Thalys from Brussels to Amsterdam. It was 23 minutes late, but I made it on time. What we did there is actually looking at digital for development. As you know, Close the Gap is very active in that space. We have been for the past 15 years. And the reason why I'm on stage today is really to introduce you to our new strategy. As you know, the world around us is changing very, very rapidly. And we see also things changing in Africa. It is no longer that the West is sort of putting their solution forwards to Africa. It's even vice versa today. So what we've done is we created this new program called Leap 2. We see infrastructure lacking in Africa, and that has been a really big advantage. They don't have any legacy systems like we do. So the development of these mobile solutions have gone an entirely different route. Roy is also going to talk a bit about specifically Fintech solutions in the bottom of the pyramid. But for me, it's really about Leap 2. It is stimulating African entrepreneurship, looking for these digital solutions that can make this changing impact. So what I want to do is show you a little movie. And after that, we'll have a bit of an interactive session to see what your knowledge is on certain topics when it comes to these mobile solutions.
Wow.
In the West, we use apps for shopping, taxi, online banking, and much more. Africa needs its own solutions, relevant to their needs and local settings. And who's more knowledgeable than the African entrepreneur?
My name is Esther.
My name is Dennis Gashoki.
My name is Efreda Chow.
So my name is Collins, and I'm the founder of Chanjo Plus.
Leap 2 is part of the new strategy of Close the Gap. This program supports young African entrepreneurs developing and scaling digital solutions for societal issues. Just like this one.
And of the 600,000 motorbikes in Kenya, 12,000 are stolen every year. We help to resolve this by installing a tracking device into the motorcycle.
Per Innovation Challenge, 10 teams are selected and coached. They learn to test their ideas on the market through crowdfunding. They receive matching funding when they reach their crowdfunding goals. Plus, they learn how to pitch and how to expand their network with experts, coaches, and potential investors.
I really believe from the bottom of my heart that Europeans today can learn more from African entrepreneurs than vice versa.
Leap 2 proves innovation is not a goal in itself, it's a driver for social change. These innovations help us to realize the Sustainable Development Goals.
In many areas, we see that Africa is leapfrogging.
Excited? Become a partner and support the digital revolution by investing in Leap 2. It's an investment with social impact.
So what you see here is these African entrepreneurs finding these digital solutions for the issues that they face every day. So Chris was talking about 600,000 motorbikes are stolen every year. And you would consider, what does that have to do with digital solutions? These motorbikes, they call them boda bodas in Kenya. They are taxis. So they take people from A to B. The traffic in Nairobi is a nightmare, so getting there by car is not an option anymore. So people take these boda bodas, these motorbikes. But once they're stolen, their livelihood's been taken away. So this is a digital solution, tracking devices with a mobile app that actually is able to get the motorbike back, have coverage, have insurance. So for these people, it's really livelihood. So what we've done, and you know Close the Gap as donating your IT assets to us, but we want to expand our services. We want to see if you can become a partner in this Leap 2 program. So it is also about finding those valuable programs that link up to your business, corporate social responsibility. That's what we are offering as well within Leap 2. Finding an employee engagement program that really speaks to the heart of your business. This is all about innovation, trying to find those innovations that make a difference. And obviously from a business development perspective, and that's why I've taken Roy from ING with me, ING also sees this as a business development opportunity. From all these ideas, and I'm not saying that everything that we do within Leap 2 is going to be the new Facebook or the new Google, but if you don't stimulate that kind of innovation, you know, the impact's not going to be there. And ING is doing a great job at investing in this kind of innovation. Innovation labs. I've been having talks with Capgemini. They're really interested in terms of having their people come on board and be part of these innovation labs because they can learn from Africa what they are doing right now with technology. And final is obviously from an investment perspective. If you do see an innovation that might belong to your business, that might be a business development opportunity, there's also an investment option open. As Close the Gap, we're also developing our own investment strategy, and we would love to see if you can become a partner as well. Leap 2 is at the heart, as you see, and the Sustainable Development Goals is what we are trying to realize. And we hope we can do that together with you. So our ideas, organizing these innovation challenges together. We have one running right now, specifically on Fintech solutions in Kenya with Rabobank. And we're also looking at female entrepreneurship in Uganda. The great thing is, right now in Africa, there's 370 hubs, technology hubs, innovation hubs, throughout the continent. Can you imagine, 370? And I found one in Uganda that was specifically focused on women in technology. And I love that topic. I still don't see enough women every year on these tables, so I hope I can accomplish that in Africa. We have 3 women here. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Robert. But for me, this is really at the heart of entrepreneurship, stimulating female entrepreneurship. And with World Loop, our sister organization, we're looking for circular solutions, not just for electronic waste, but for all sorts of other circular promotions that we want to do. Digital solutions in Kenya is still a topic for us because that's where our legacy is. We've invested a lot in digital for education. So now you think, what's Roy doing on stage? ING has been a partner of ours since 2011, and they've been in our top 3 for years. They've donated up to now about 30,000 assets. So for us, it was great to see that ING wanted to come on stage with us today, and also see how we can work together, how we can actually realize the next level in our partnership. So we want to look at digital inclusion. Because if people don't have digital skills, how are they going to find access to financial skills, to financial services? So that's still at the heart of what we do. Finding these solutions through these innovation challenges and sharing our networks. That is something why Roy also wanted to come on stage. Creating maximum impact. So what I want to do now is test your knowledge on financial technology in emerging countries. So what we want to do, take out your cell phone. We're going to do a bit of an interactive session. Go on to kahoot.it. It's right there on screen. Please use your own 4G network. We're very, very worried that if you use the Wi-Fi, that it's going to maybe not work. So I hope you can use your own data connection. Go to kahoot.it. It is a website. It's not an app that you need to download, so don't worry. It's just a website. You enter the PIN, and you immediately get into our session. And then you need to register. You can register with any kind of name, your organization name, your own name, your nickname, the name that people know you from Facebook or Twitter. Wow, that goes fast. We have 100 people already online. How many people do we have in the room? 300? 350?
350.
350, I think. Olympia Agogo. That must be a Twitter name of somebody. Leap, thank you. Somebody already registered with our name. Okay, let's go to the first question. So this all has to do with financial technology in emerging countries. We just want to test your knowledge here. So the first question is, how many people in the world do you think do not have access to financial services? Do you think that's 500 million, 1 billion, 1.5 billion, or 2 billion? Could we see the answer?
Wow.
2 billion. Pretty good. These people are knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So that means that twice the size of Africa does not have access to financial services. That's quite a lot. So we still have a lot of work to do. The second question, Roy, do you want to take that one? Oh,
coming up.
Rob 1 is the king. Is that our Rob? No? Could you read out the question,
Yeah.
Roy?
So, do diaspora immigrants and so on send more or less money home than official development assistance?
So that's all the money from all the official DFIDs, GIZ put together. Is that more or less than the money that people that have immigrated sent home to their countries? What do you think? Is that more or less? Took too long. Or are you a true genius? It is more. It is actually, I think, double the size, Roy. But the good thing is the foreign direct investment, which is sort of independent from all these numbers, is even higher than that. Okay, next question. Chris the King. What's the total value of all the fintech companies worldwide combined? That's quite a mind-boggling number. Is that 3 billion US dollars, 23 billion US dollars, 13 or 53? What do you think is the number? Okay, let's see the answers. You guys are all into big numbers. Always the biggest number. Always choose the biggest number. Unfortunately, it's a bit lower. Chris the King. We have a genius amongst us.
Wow.
Who's Chris the King? Can I see your hand? I think the person is shy.
Stand up.
No, no. Thank you. Next question, please, Tom. Which continent uses mobile payments the most? Is that Asia Pacific? Is that the Americas? Is that Europe or is that Africa? What do you think? Can we see the answer, Tom? Asia Pacific. We do have a room full of geniuses here. And Chris the King is our true genius. Thank you. Our last question. What estimated percentage will traditional banks lose to retail revenue by fintech companies? So all the CIOs of the banks should really worry when this number comes. In the next 10 years, 15%, 30%, 40%, or even 50%. Could we see the answer? It's 40%. Unfortunately, you picked the biggest number again. It's a bit less than half.
Chris the King.
Thank you so much. We do have geniuses in the room. I'm very happy to see that. Okay, I now hand over to Roy. He's going to talk a bit about ING, Impact Finance, and what they do around the world to actually provide access to financial services. Roy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. When I was a young boy, as you just heard long ago, I had to earn my own money to pay my school fees. Now, who would call that child labor? So I had to work to be able to pay my school fees when I was a young boy. Who would call that child labor? Okay, me too, because I did not have the freedom of choice. My parents did not have the freedom of choice. And that is something I want to create with Impact Finance. Give people the freedom of choice to send their children to school, to educate them, to create income able to feed their families. How? Not only giving them loans, that will not solve the problem, but certainly teach them how to deal with financial services. So educate them. So next to providing loans, we spend 10% of the profit on our loan portfolio for education. And the third pillar, and that is the reason why we are here today, is the research part. Research and development of products, services for the poor. We call it a billion to gain. We started in 2006 with the first research, and last year, 2016, we made the switch to digital inclusion. Because via the digital highway, you will be able to reach many more people in remote areas. You will be able to save time for them, and most important part, you will be able to provide financial services much cheaper than now. And digital inclusion fits perfectly in Close the Gap. That's why we are partners and standing here today. We have tested our ability for digital inclusion in Turkey by building a platform where you can apply for a loan only with ID number and your tax number. And the full scoring is done via a digital model. And we provided 70,000 loans, microloans, via this platform. And the next stage will be to include data, geodata, satellite data into this kind of models. We have also analyzed 73 countries with regard to the opportunities for Fintech. Kenya is one of them. Next year, we want to do something big. We want to go to the next step, include blockchain technology, digital currency, whatever is needed to come with a disruptive fintech solution for the poor. We will start in January with selecting those companies who are already to the next stage, not in the incubator stage, but to a scale-up stage. We will select them, we will support them, we will mentor them, maybe finance them to scale up, to be able to reach the mass, the 2 billion unbankables, as you have seen now. After 6 months, we will have an event like this, somewhere in the world, we don't know yet where, to put them on stage, to provide them financing, to support them to scale up. Because we want to add value to sustainability development Goal 8, decent work and economic growth. So we are here now today because we need your partnership. We need your knowledge, we need your network, we need your dedication to create decent work and economic growth for the poor, for the bottom of the pyramid, to create positive social impact for your sustainability strategy, and of course, to make this world a much better place for future generations. So we are asking you today to join this amazing journey to come up with a disruptive fintech solution for the poor.
So what we need is you as our partner.
We need you. Thank you.
Inge Knapen and Budjhwan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.